Hi Capricorn friends, and welcome to your bi-weeklies. This is 16 to the end of the month. So I had a popper chemistry. There is a strong magnetic attraction here. So we'll see how this relates. Whoa, the bottom of the deck, the lovers. I like this. Lovers is not so much you're going to find somebody to love with the chemistry. The lovers card is more about the choice. It's more about the sense of, do I really want to be one with this person or not? And not based on just like this initial impressions, but based on a deep understanding. Because here it is like sort of like chasing the dream, like chasing that kind of like tail of a dream. It's actually really encouraging because it's in the upright situation. It always talks about making a decision that kind of makes your heart glad, and also knowing that you made the right choice. It kind of like makes you feel like you're falling in love. It's kind of strong, happy, and even kind of like being scared and vulnerable. So let's see what's going on. Six of Swords. This is a card of moving on in the upright case, but here it's like moving back to something that exists, something that existed. It's kind of interesting to point out here is this little baby, and this can be our inner child. This could be something else. It could be removing yourself. Maybe you walked away, because the second card was like walked away and then lovers. So we'll see with the rest of the cards. It certainly is a mental process, thinking about something, and this is hoping for new beginning. And since you're a Pentacle, since you're an Earth sign, Pentacles is basically your suit. And check this out, you're going to remove, this is a potential, guys. Aces are saying, okay, here is a lottery ticket, and here's the money for a lottery ticket, pardon me, buy it. So are you going to buy it? Are you going to explore it? Because look, there is like sort of like peaking. It's the gateway. It's the gateway to something else, but there is a still mountain to climb, and this barrier has to be removed. But nonetheless, it is so close. It is right here. It's like right now, and it is a promise of opportunity. It's a good opportunity. It could be even prosperity. I also see this card as a friendship. It's definitely starting something new. So it could be starting something new with the person that you have already been with. Yeah, that would be you, Queen of Pentacles, guys. That would be you reversed. So what is it? Did you kind of, have you kind of like not been a husband or wife? Maybe it was a separation of some sort. Maybe you are not functioning well within the parameters that have been working up to this point. So there was some kind of cutting in the past. This kind of cuts both ways, right? This is the first card in Minor Arcana. It's very strong. When this happens, it's literally, this you can call it cold turkey, right? You just something stops. And this can be also harshness toward yourself. Just given that you have like these two ones and they're already two swords, you're like intensely thinking about something. There are more swords. Could be a three-party here, you see? Like somebody's thinking and living in a dreamland over here in the upright situation. Look at this self-professed glory, where two of them are sort of like walking away defeated. They kind of laid arms against under you. This doesn't mean that you won, guys. This just means that they don't want to fight anymore. That's a huge difference. And maybe it's coming to realization that certain goals were really not goals, and certain victories were not victories. This is a biggie. This is kind of like really looking deep inside. So maybe there was a third party that was hovering. Maybe you were the one who had this third party, or maybe it was some kind of disruption on home front. Yeah, like you're not seeing the goals anymore the way they were. This is, twos are usually card about decisions, right? So very similar to decision that you have in lovers. Here's different. Do I want to go further? Do I not want to go further? This came reversed. It's kind of like feeling stuck, kind of like really not feeling creative, to kind of like envision the new paths and the new kind of horizons. So it's kind of like feels, you know, floating basically in the ocean kind of a thing. But again, Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles reversed. It's a good sign. In the upright situation, talks about being shunned. This kind of is the religious factors from the Ring Virtue card, where what is that you kind of like didn't follow. Here it is like you're getting out of that space, feeling kind of like you have to confirm, or kind of like feeling that you have to kind of be part of certain rules that are imposed on you. In the environment, there's still some kind of secrets, something that is happening, something secretive. Unless you have some Pisces that you're hiding. There we go, another kind of Knave of Chalices, and again Pisces. I'm wondering, like, really the Pisces is coming really strongly over here, but this can also stand for emotions. It could mean that your emotions are coming back up, and this is something that fears and hopes. You hope that something will go on, and you fear that something will get rejected, and that's why there is like this limbo that you guys are stuck in. However, like, there is a chemistry, there is a passion that is coming out through this period, and you have the Lovers here. So you guys, like, you had a really strong monthly, and I do advise, if you didn't look at it, it's August and September combined, it's strong. So this is only really down and dirty, kind of like this period of time. And looking it together, I think you're coming to terms with something from the past. You are going to look deep inside and going to cut the items that actually are not workable anymore. You're still going to deal with some unknown, and that's going to be the issue that is going to be really important. And again, if you look at it, this is kind of like solar eclipse that can be seen this way, and kind of like barking up the wrong tree if you really wish. But this is also saying that you have to go deep inside of you and try to figure out if you're maybe holding and denying yourself something in the name of, you know, propriety and stuff like that. So it's only one major arcana, and the second one that you have it over here. And let's confirm that first, and I really want to see what is hiding. And this is in your environment, so this is coming onto you. It's not so much your own wrongdoing, so you're facing something unknown. You see, it's some kind of misfortune that happened. Let's see what else. Something that it's not sitting well with you. Maybe you feel blamed, maybe you feel you need to address it, kind of. Guys, make sure you have fire insurance, right? You never know, especially if you live. Okay, this one wants to come out, and it's going to be a surprise, but this is a good surprise. So this is one of those things, you know, that bad things happen, and all of a sudden kind of like it ends up well, you know. And let me see what is this coming out, because you do have Pentacles flavor. You are getting grounded, you are moving forward, but you see here also is telling me you're coming back onto something. So I don't know, is this a love from the past? Is this something that you kind of like walked away from? It is kind of like giving me lots of question marks over here. So let me see this fear of rejection. What is this fear of rejection? Knight of Chalices for Capricorn. What is this? Knave of Chalices. It's a page. Pardon me. Knave. And there is like some kind of depression, and kind of like, and there is a loyalty to something, right? Usually when this card comes out, it talks about something persistent. It doesn't talk about a flu or cold. It generally refers to depression. It generally feels like lethargic state of mind. So somehow, you know, you're loyal to some kind of idea, but at the same time, it kind of like makes you feel immobilized, and then that kind of would explain this card as well. So let me see, why do you really, like, you partially, it's only until the end of the month, you're going to recharge. It's going to be a chemistry, and going to say, you know what, I'm going to go for it. But until then, there is like this sitting on the fence kind of a thing. Let me watch it. Yeah, a conversation. This could be conversation with another person, it can be with yourself, but it can be actually be even a counseling here. Let me just get one more card here. This is an actual conversation usually with friends, and it's kind of like it could be with family as well, because if you really look at it, you know, these people just seem to be in a very kind of comfortable situation. So it does indicate it will be people who actually know you. And also looking at the colors, it's kind of like talks about a healing. The trees are in the background, so they're not sitting in the room. And it's also talking about, if you see, like some of them are wearing hats and covers, some of them are not, so some of them are open on ideas, like a certain secrets hiding. And I think you're going to kind of like turn the stones, and that's why we have this moon over here. Let me just get one more for this Two of Wands. So I wanted to jump. Yeah, it's a new journey. You kind of are ready to go. So these two cards are connecting. You are still not sure left or right, kind of you are strategizing, guys. So let's see about this Five of Swords. It was something that nobody won. You see, you have a Five of Swords, a Six of Swords, and it's something that happened that was harsh. It could have been fate, because this is one of my karma cards. So there is a karma that happened in the past over here, and nobody won, but it's still kind of resonating with you. So let me see, what is this Five of Swords for my Capricorns? Five of Swords. So it wants to come out. Well, there's some kind of fortune out of it. So I'm just trying to reconcile in my head, how is this happening? Consolation. Okay, this could mean looking deep, and this can actually relate to these lovers, about the choice that have been made, because it's the same motive, 3 and 3. And maybe it was a left turn instead of the right turn. And maybe this is your chance right now to kind of like return back and go right. I think that's probably what it is, because there is somebody who is no longer there, but there is like something else you're coming back to. So it could be two different people, it could be one person. So let me see this Queen of Pentacles. What is this Queen of Pentacles? Friend. Interestingly, when I was shuffling initially the cards, this is also the card that jump out. Are you missing somebody's friendship? Or are you not being friend to yourself? Or you haven't been friend to somebody else? Because look at this. She has this like white flowers, and she's like blue. And it's talking about a certain level of freedom, of certain level of being unrestrained. And it looks like you're going to have this conversation, and maybe ultimately is like, who is your friend? And I think even more so, because this is a friendship card here as well to me. The other readers don't see it that way, but I do, because like new beginning, this is beginning very slow. It's kind of slowly revolving, just like friendship. You cannot determine your friends. It takes a long process, even longer with relationship, because you do not have chemistry. You have common interest with friendship, and hence this is the only relationship that is completely true, that people do tell you exactly what they think of you, and if they like you, they don't like you, and they're still with you because they love you, but maybe they don't like things that you do, and they like things that you do, and hence it's a really honest relationship. So let me see, what is this Ace of Swords here? Why was this kind of cut? Yeah, it was moving in the direction. It could be somebody long distance. It could be renegotiation of the things. This is also entrepreneurial card as well. Merchant at the time was like somebody who is like upscale person, who is actually, look, he has the arm on his hip and crossing his legs. He's quite kind of comfortable with the new deal and waiting to see what's going to happen. So it's kind of like the ship is arriving from the past. So it's something from the past that is arriving to the present. So this is the same thing. Let's see, this is something from the present going back in the past. So let's see, where do they meet? Capricorn, August 16th to, there we go. Constancy. This is also constancy. This is something building properly. And actually this is really appealing to you. This kind of almost would be like the Ace of Pentacles. As you can see, like they're like chunks being thrown everywhere there, and like, as you know, it's going to take time to get these chunks and to build the house. So something maybe has fallen apart in the past, and maybe something is, it's time to put it back together. Okay, so this one wants to come here. Yeah, look at this. Friend and a lover. And then you have the lovers here. And you have lost something. I think there is somebody from the past, most likely, who you're going to go through stages. First is going to be a friend, but you want this person to be a lover. There is a chemistry, and I see this passion here as well, but it will go through the stages. It will go through conversation. It will go through how they make up to you, and still it might be some kind of turmoil because of the secrets coming out. It's going to be really interesting because that kind of like links really with your monthly, and I think there is like big turn around, and possible this is eclipse. I still actually want to confirm this card as well. 5 of Pentacles for my Capricorns. What is this getting out of cold thing? Wedding. Because this is kind of like not married. So are you going back to this marriage, or are you going back to some relationship? Let's see. But this is like really the opposite. You see the church here, and here these people are actually, who are being shunned, kind of like finding finally the way out. That's too many. Give me one more to get a better clarity for Capricorn. There we go. Healing. There is a healing. It could have been a divorce or breakup, and finally starting to feel that you're getting out. You kind of like, yeah, there is a doctor, then you have a melody. So yeah, that's a theme. Looks like there are still kind of influences from the past, but you have built things properly because there is something that is renegotiated. This is in the cards with chemistry. It's really good. Of course, life is life, and it just doesn't go smooth, and we can just hope for 80% to go smooth, or even 65, and the rest of it that we can kind of handle. You guys are rebuilding your blocks and moving ahead. Look, you have the journey, you have the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Ace of Swords. So something is moving forward, and you're going to be really fortunate. And the best part is like you're really looking deep, and you're kind of like trying to figure out what basically is, and how you're seen from the outside. And maybe you're expecting that it's going to be turmoil and that you're going to get negative rep, but you'll be surprised, and you'll be pleasantly surprised. So guys, enjoy the chemistry, enjoy this Knave of Wands. That is the last card over there that is helping you regain your passion, and it looks like you're really pulling through nicely. You're healing, and you're healing through from friend to a lover. Maybe even to the wedding. I don't know, maybe you have this wedding in mind with this person. Yeah, you see there is like still feeling of being stuck. This could be the marriage. Maybe you need to finish one thing to start a new thing, and that's maybe what is the stipulation. Communication. Got one more. Young woman. Somebody could be married here. You maybe are passionate about somebody who is married. You maybe have been in a relationship, or maybe this is what it means, that there is somebody else who you're passionate and have a chemistry with who is married, and hence you feel that only thing that is available to you is friendship. But you might be surprised, because you have both surprise and consolation and fortune. That's why it's good to have this conversation, guys. So go ahead, you guys need to follow it, because the Lover's card is here. So it's a good direction. Follow your dreams. I hope to hear from you. I love your comments. I really want to see how it's ending, because this actually is really good. It's very promising. And Capricorns, this is a general reading. For a private one, for personal, contact me for the private reading. And please subscribe if you haven't already, like, share, and join me on my Facebook. Love you all. Have a great 2 weeks. Well, thank you for watching, and please remember to join my Facebook as well, where you can get different tips and possibly healing as well on daily basis. Thanks again. Until the next time, love you.